Hi guys, welcome back to Byte Review. This time I have a look at the 3rd generation Moto G, which yes, is water resistant. Spec wise, we're looking at a 1.4 quad-core processor with 8GB onboard storage. There's 1GB of RAM here and a 13 megapixel camera and a 5 megapixel front facing. We've also got a 720p screen, IPX7 water resistance and 4G, and of course the micro SD. So starting off with the build of the phone, it's generally pretty good. We've got a nice textured back there and a signature Motorola dimple to put a finger on. Moving to the buttons, you've got your volume rocker as you would normally, and also a textured power button, which is generally pretty good. I found myself looking for that instead of the size of the button, which is nice. The story of the software here as well, pretty tasty. We've got Android in its purest form, just as Google intended, with very little messing around for Motorola. Even with a relatively low-end processor and the 1GB of RAM, the phone still seems to fly through normal usage. Switching between apps is generally smooth and there is no stutter or lag that causes frustration. Motorola's also got some small additions as well to Android, which are smart and useful. My favourite being the active notifications, which from the lock screen allow you to see a notification and take instant action without lighting up the entire screen. There's also double shake for switching on the light, and you can shake that again to switch it off, which is generally pretty good. And another fun one is to double twist the phone, which launches you straight into the camera. Let's talk about that camera for a minute as well. Motorola tells us it's the same 13 megapixel sensor ripping from the Nexus 6, and generally it's pretty good. However, I do find it can misfocus a lot if you're close to your subject, like in this one, it just can't seem to grab it. However, get those shots lined up nicely and you can produce something very nice, like this picture of my cat. So what do I like about this phone? Well, I like the price, the software is awesome, and the IPX7 waterproofing is very useful. The camera's not bad either, and the battery tends to last you all day, which is great. And if I had to moan, I'd say the screen can get quite hard to read outside, and the back cover is very finicky. You have to make sure it's properly attached, otherwise you can kiss goodbye to that water resistance. Thanks for watching this review guys, and if you did enjoy it, please do stick around. Bye!